Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Lynn Wilson. So it is my day off and it's a Saturday and I'm doing some meal prep for the week so that we have some things. I'm not really that organized. It might sound like I am by saying I do meal prep. It is something that I am slowly learning how to do in a somewhat organized fashion. And again, we only have 3 living at the house right now. But even still, with that, with having a disabled child and a disabled husband, they can't use the stove and cook for themselves while I'm not here. So having meal prep is essential for us. I'm finding that more and more it's less waste of food and using up the bits and pieces and the fragments that we have. It saves from going out and spending money at a restaurant. And it's being just wise with my money and my time. When I come home from work, if I can have something either prepped and cooked and ready to go or almost ready to go, it saves me a whole lot of time. So right now, if you want to come, I'll show you. I've got 2 meatloafs in the oven. There we go. 2 little ones. And those 2, my son will eat pretty much anything if you slap it on 2 pieces of bread and some mayonnaise and call it a day. I don't care what you serve him. If you serve it on a plate, I don't think I like that. But if you serve it on 2 pieces of bread with some mayonnaise, we're good. So the meatloaf is an alternative to always having a cheeseburger. But it's a great snack for my husband. He needs to have extra protein with his epilepsy. So as a snack, he can have it, put a fried egg with it. It's kind of like having egg and steak. It's a great sandwich for lunch. It's a great item for dinner. You're just hungry, you need a snack, you want something fast and nutritious, it's a good thing. So over here, what I have is I have a couple of dozen of eggs that I have extra eggs. I have way more eggs than I can use right now, and I just don't want to actually freeze the eggs themselves. So I'm going to be making egg cups, so I'll be showing you that in another video. I have some Swiss I want to use up. I have some cheddar, some ham, and some turkey. So we're going to use those in egg cups, and I'll show you again. Like I said, I'll show you that. I have some sausages here that I'm going to cook up, and we're going to make a sausage cornbread bake. No recipe. It's what I have in the refrigerator and in the pantry. We're going to use that. And I have a ton of bananas, and I have a great recipe right now for banana muffins. I know everybody has their best recipe, but this one is absolutely delicious, and I have some walnuts and dates, so I think I'll add that. This will make me probably 3 loaves of bread or a bunch of muffins. We'll see, but I'll do that. Probably have one for the week, take one to work for my coworkers, and then freeze one for a later time. So, but for today, what I want to do is I want to show you how I use my air fryer. This is one thing I do in the air fryer. I do many. I had heard about an air fryer. I was a little, I don't know, do I want another appliance? So we bit the bullet last July when they had Christmas in July, Black Friday, and we got it for 50% off. And I actually think it was about 60% off because I had, points or coupons or whatever I can use. And I had seen someone else recommend on their channel this particular air fryer, and not knowing one from another, I decided to go with somebody's recommendation. So I'll bring you over here and you can see it. It's a Cosori. That's the brand. It is the large one, so inside you can see it's quite large. You could fit 4 slices of bread in it. You can easily pop the tray out to wash it, or it will drain meat, bacon if you cook it in here, pops back in, and then I'll turn this on, and you can see I use the bread setting quite often. There's french fries, there's broccoli and carrots, cake, preheat. I use that, like I started to preheat this because I wanted to get it a little warmer before we made the grilled cheese, bacon, fish, and so on. So it's very simple to use. I'll show you how to use it, and then we'll go and get the grilled cheese ready. But this would be off, so you would turn it on, hit the setting that you want. Let's say it's the bread setting. Turn it on, and you can hear it kick on, and you're done. You can turn it off, turn it back on. Let's say you want to hit preheat, hit preheat, start, and it will preheat at 400 degrees for 5 minutes. So let's stop that. So let me show you how I make the grilled cheese. When I talk about that I make grilled cheese in the air fryer, I've had people say, you do what? I actually warm up spaghetti in the air fryer. Macaroni and cheese is so nice warming it up in the air fryer. I've made meatloaf in here. I've done pork chops in here. You know the biscuits you get in a can that they pop open? They do well in an air fryer. We make donuts in the air fryer. I'll have to do a video on that. Bacon comes out great in the air fryer. I have roasted vegetables in the air fryer, potatoes, roasted potatoes, also French fries, sweet potato fries. We've roasted broccoli in here. I don't know. I've done a lot. I've had this. It'll be a year in July. Love, love, love this particular appliance. If I have this, my Instant Pot and my crock pot, I need nothing else. But this brand, Cosori, it was a brand name to me that I have never heard of. I love it. This is not a paid sponsorship. But if they decide to let me try out one of their appliances, I would be more than happy to do that. But I love it. It's simplistic to use. It does a great job every time. My son actually wanted to borrow this air fryer. He wanted to try it out to see. He made a steak in here. He said it was the best steak he ever made. He liked it so much, after 2 weeks I had to ask him, could we have our air fryer back? We're really missing it. So he gave it back and he ordered a Cosori. So it's a good one. So what I'm going to do, grilled cheese, real simple. You need a quick lunch. You need a quick dinner. You need a snack for the kids or the hubby. Snack for yourself, whatever. Bread, cheese, and butter. I would recommend butter. So what we're going to do is, it will be very simple. I'm going to turn the preheat on just to warm it up just a little bit. I find that if you preheat for grilled cheese, it just gives a balance as you make it, that all, if you do one batch or you do 2 batches, they all come out the same, versus you do the first batch without pre-warming it, and then it's just okay. So right now I'm going to do 3 sandwiches. I think that will be a good lunch for everybody, and then we can do some fruit on the side or some chips or whatever. And this is what is this? This is a honey wheat fiber 100 calorie. So we're getting some healthy bread here, low calorie. This is not something I would normally buy, but where I work, we had a donation for the staff of food, and this was free. So I'm in good shape. So here's my first mistake I made when I tried this for the first time. Let's turn this off for a moment. The first mistake I made was I thought, oh, butter. Everybody likes butter. And I put lots of butter on there. In the air fryer, you need very little butter. And the first time I made it, I had a butter sandwich with a little cheese. It was just too buttery. So I literally take maybe just a little dab like that, and even just kind of gauge it yourself. So I put it on, and you're going to think, well, that's not a whole lot. That's plenty. Trust me, that is plenty. So what I do is I get all my bread done first. It's the easier way to do it. Get it all set, ready to go. And I'm telling you, I've had friends come over for, I have a girls' night out once or twice a month for a craft night, and I've made them grilled cheese, and they were, this is crazy delicious. And you know, be creative. You can mix and match your cheeses. You could do Swiss and cheddar. You could do, we're just doing American cheese today. That's what my son likes, so we're going to do that. But you know what? Whatever you have, even this sharp cheddar that's shredded, you can put that right in there. Nobody says you can't do that. This is your kitchen. You are creating your recipes, and that's all there is to it. You use what you have. So we're going to open the air fryer up. I'm going to take the piece that's buttered, and I'm going to lay that face down, and I'm going to do 2, and I'm going to do the 3rd one because we're making 3 sandwiches. But as you can see, if I needed to, I could fit 4. So we're going to slide that in the middle. No reason, just that's the way I like it to look. And again, butter side down. You do not have to spray it because there's butter already on it. So we're going to get some cheese on it. And again, use the cheese that you have, whatever. Don't go and buy anything special. Right now, we're learning to do budget-friendly meals. And I'm going to put 2 slices on there. These are smaller slices, so I'm going to lay one on one side and overlap it to cover both sides of the bread, as you can see. One there, and then one here. And let's get the cheese out of the way. Now you have the extra bread, so you're going to put butter side up, all right? And just to make it neat, make sure you match your tops of your bread together so you don't have one top here and one top there. And if you're like me, you're just fussy and you like it to look nice and neat. So, see how nicely that is? Okay, you don't want to close it fast because it will shift. And so you don't want the bread and the cheese to separate. So you're going to close it. When you get to here, give it a little push. And I'll open it up. And you can see, look at that. It looks perfect, right? So we're going to close that up. I'm going to turn it on. And we're going to hit bread. And this is 320 degrees for 8 minutes. Now, if you don't have a Cosori or you don't have a bread button, and yours just says put in a temperature and a time, you can at least get an idea on your own air fryer, 320 for 8 minutes. You have to play with it because it's obviously you might have a different air fryer, but that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to turn it off. We're going to turn it on again. We're going to hit bread. It's already set for me. I'm going to hit start. And it kicked on, and I'll bring you back in a few minutes and I'll let you see. After 4 minutes, I'll let you see what it looks like, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we're at the 4-minute mark. So I'm going to just gently open this, give a little tug, and you can see they're lightly browned on the top, and they're starting to melt. Now, you could, if you wanted to, flip them. I don't flip them. I'll show you what it looks like underneath. See that? They're brown. You can barely see it. I don't flip them. I just leave them as is, but I just wanted you to see what that looked like. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to close it, give it a little gentle push in, and it kicks right back in. So for another 4 minutes, we're going to let that cook down, and I'll bring you back and let you see what they look like when they're all done. Okay guys, we're done. Let's look. Okay, check this out. Do they not look delicious? All right, so what I like to do is I just grab a fork. It's easier to pull them out. Look at that, both sides nicely browned. Feels good. Ooh, that's hot. Woo! Hot, 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 hot. And then put them on a plate, and you can see it's not too bad. Just you can lightly clean that up. And then what I like to do is just cut these in half. Again, this is a different bread that I used. It was that 100-calorie bread. I don't know. I don't usually get that. But hey, free is good. So when I use white bread, which is the best for grilled cheese, look at that. Look at that. Look, look, look. Can you see this deliciousness? Look at that nice melted cheese there, right? So what I like to do is somehow when you cut a sandwich into triangles, why, I don't know, but it tends to taste better. So as I pull it, yeah, see the bread, it's kind of chintzy. It's that 100-calorie, it's a very light bread. If you use a plain old-fashioned white bread, it comes out just a tad better. But, so when I serve it, I don't want to serve it on a messy plate like that. So what I like to do, of course, you put the broken ones underneath so they don't really see it. By the time they get to it, they're like, oh, this looks so good. So here we go. A nice stack of grilled cheese. We can get rid of the dirty plate over here. Get rid of all our crumbs. What do you think? Does that look good? You ready to have lunch with me? Okay, and then the trick to our family is our son is always out and about, upstairs in the basement, hanging out, playing. So I'll ring the bell. We have a bell. This one says ring for coffee, but we just... And I just heard the yell from upstairs, coming. So he'll come down and grab a couple of slices of grilled cheese. And I just want to tell you, thanks for coming by. Thanks for visiting my channel. And we'll see you at the next video.